3rd summit.
Prosperous world. One of the key priorities of our countries is acceleration of the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development with its 17 SDGs by 2030. The implementation is lagging, as we all know, partly on account of the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact. It is therefore imperative that the concerted efforts are made to scale up mobilization of resources in terms of financial, capacity building, and technology required to deliver the agenda and the SDGs, which mainly aim at eradicating poverty, addressing climate change, and indeed leaving no one behind. The need to create opportunities for young people and harness their potential, as well as achieving gender equality, among others, is more important than ever. I wish to underscore that climate change and sustainable development are two sides of the same coin. As you are aware, the G77 has been at the forefront of calling for the successful implementation of the Paris Agreement on climate change and the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We must remain persistent in insisting that the international community lives up to its commitments while respecting the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities. As the G77 and China, we must continue to promote and reaffirm the need to respect national sovereignty and giving policy space to developing countries while implementing internationally agreed development goals. We recognize the importance of adopting science, technology, and innovation strategies as integral elements for achieving sustainable development. In this regard, we need to promote STI, innovation-driven development, and transfer of technology through South-to-South cooperation, while strengthening strategic partnerships with countries of the North on favorable terms. There is growing concern that the international financial architecture, especially the Bretton Woods institutions, is not equitable and responsive to financing the needs of developing countries. Therefore, the need to reform global financial institutions and architecture, addressing related issues such as debt management and giving greater voice to developing countries are very critical for our group. Against this background of the varied obstacles and challenges, we need to work collectively in partnership to reassert the value of global cooperation as we seek to build a more prosperous world for all. I welcome you once again to Uganda and encourage you to find time to explore this country beyond Kampala once the business of the summit is over. It is now my honor to declare this session of senior officials of the Group of 77 and China officially open and wish you very good deliberations. I thank you.
Agradezco a Su Excelencia el señor Vincent Waicha Baguire por sus muy inspiradoras palabras. Excelencias, estimados colegas y amigos, para Cuba ha sido un honor asumir por primera vez la presidencia del Grupo de los 77 y China. Ha sido, además, una gran responsabilidad y reto que asumimos con toda la humildad, seriedad y el compromiso que requería. No hubiéramos podido realizar este empeño sin el activo respaldo y contribución de todos los miembros del grupo. En ese sentido, les reitero nuestro profundo agradecimiento por el apoyo y la confianza depositada en Cuba. En enero de 2023, asumimos la presidencia en un contexto internacional todavía afectado por las negativas consecuencias socioeconómicas de la COVID-19 y el efecto combinado de múltiples crisis de naturalezas diferentes resultantes del injusto orden económico internacional que continúa perpetuando el hambre, la pobreza, y el subdesarrollo, especialmente en los países en desarrollo. La situación insostenible de la deuda externa para un número creciente de nuestros países, relacionada con la persistencia de una arquitectura financiera internacional injusta y obsoleta, el aumento de la inseguridad alimentaria y el retroceso en los avances que se habían alcanzado en la lucha contra la pobreza, las consecuencias del cambio climático y de la creciente tendencia a la imposición de medidas coercitivas unilaterales contra países en desarrollo, son algunos de los factores que obstaculizan el progreso de nuestras naciones. En paralelo a esa situación internacional adversa, el Grupo de los 77 y China desempeñó un rol relevante en las múltiples reuniones y procesos multilaterales de importancia que se celebraron durante el año 2023,
which were held in
tanto en la
2023,
sede de Nueva York
both
como en
in
otras,
the New York
reafirmándose no
headquarters
solo
as
como el
elsewhere.
grupo, el mayor grupo
As
negociador
a group, we
de
have
Naciones Unidas,
reaffirmed ourselves as a major negotiating group in the United Nations, but we have also reaffirmed our role as a fundamental player in the necessary transformation of the current international economic order. The G77 and China summit held in Havana on the role of science, technology and innovation, and the first leaders summit held on the sidelines of the high-level segment of COP28 of the Climate Change Convention, also proved the ability for our group to come together on topics of vital importance for our countries. Excellencies, esteemed colleagues, friends, the times we are going through are indeed very complex, and we are facing uncertain situations. Our diversity is not a weakness. Quite the opposite. It is a source of inspiration. It is a source of potential for our shared action. It is only through uniting our voices and developing and maintaining strategies to tackle the common problems that affect all of us. It is only in this way that G77 and China will continue to be the significantly important force that it is today. That was the fundamental objective of the chairmanship of Cuba, and we can affirm with satisfaction that with your support, today our group has updated positions on the most urgent international problems that affect us. In this context, the document that we have before us today for consideration and for adoption as the final outcome document for the Third South Summit is a reflection of the stances taken by the group on important topics such as trade, the reform of the international financial architecture, South-South cooperation, science, technology, innovation, climate change, and others. This document is the outcome of many long hours of discussion among experts, and it represents a significant platform for the future work that we have ahead and the work in the medium term. We would like to thank all delegations for the constructive spirit that they have shown, their flexibility and also their solidarity, all of which was shown throughout the whole of the consultation process, working towards a document which reflects common interests, the common interests of our group, G77 and China. Once again, I would like to take the opportunity to thank all members of the group for the support that they have shown to our delegation during the last period. Without the support, without your encouragement, or without the ongoing support of you, this path would have been much more difficult. We reaffirm our utmost support to the Republic of Uganda, and we wish Uganda the greatest success for their chairmanship in the 2024 year. Cuba will continue to play an active and constructive role as a member of the G77 and China. We invite the members of the group to support and adopt the draft final document that is before us. Thank you very much.
Excelencias, distinguidos.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates. Now, we can move on to approving the agenda and the work planned ahead. This document has been shared with you in advance of this meeting, and you have the document in front of you.
Puedo considerar que las
May I consider that this meeting wishes to approve the draft document for the agenda and also for the outcomes of our work?
objeciones.
Seeing no objections, it is approved.
Pasamos al punto.
Now let's move on to item 3 on the agenda. Consideration and adoption of the outcome documents for the third South Summit.
Excelencias,
Excellencies, the draft final document has been subject to broad discussion and consultation among the G77 and China group in New York among experts, and this document is now up for adoption for the third South Summit. I would like to reiterate our deep gratitude to all delegations for their active participation during the discussions which were concluded, which have led to the conclusion of the document that we have in front of us. Are there any delegations wishing to take the floor at this moment in time?
invito al distinguido representante de
I invite the distinguished delegation of Morocco to take the floor. Please go ahead, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. At the outset, I would like to express my delegation's appreciation to the Cuban chairmanship and Command Cuba leadership throughout the 2023 tenure. I say also this occasion to congratulate Uganda, the upcoming chair for 2024. We are looking forward to a successful 2024 for our group, marked by the African leadership this year under your chairmanship, and we assure you of our full support and cooperation. I would like also to thank the for efforts in steering the work of the group during the very challenging and busy year of 2023. We have had the chance to consolidate key